May the peace, mercy, and blessings of God be upon you. Welcome to your channel, Al-Hakaya. It is a channel specialized in stories that aim to comply with Islamic values and qualities. Let us follow our story today.
Today we're going to talk about one of the most intense and personal events in all of early Islamic history. It's a story about a lie, a really nasty lie that nearly tore a family and an entire community apart. And it's also a story about the divine revelation that brought the truth crashing back into the light.
And it all really boils down to this one kind of crazy question. How on earth did something as simple and mundane as a lost necklace spiral into a full-blown crisis? A crisis so big that it actually required intervention from the heavens themselves.
To get to the bottom of that, we have to rewind the clock. We're in the 6th year after the Hijrah. The Muslim army is on its way back from a campaign. They're victorious, they're tired, they're ready to be home. But for the Prophet's wife, Aisha, the journey is about to get complicated, and it all kicks off with an unfortunate delay.
Okay, so let's walk through what happened. The caravan is getting ready to pack up and leave camp. Aisha realizes she's dropped her necklace, so she slips away to look for it. Now here's the detail that changes everything. Aisha was very young at the time, and really petite and light. So when the men come to hoist her covered carriage, her howdah, onto the camel, they just don't notice she's not in there. They think she is, and the caravan leaves. When Aisha gets back with her necklace, everyone is gone. Just gone. She waits, and eventually a companion named Safwan, whose job it was to check the rear of the camp for anything left behind, finds her. He recognizes her, has her ride his camel, and he escorts her back to Medina. A totally innocent, if unfortunate, series of events.
But when they finally get back to the city, the image of the Prophet's wife returning alone with a man, well, that was all the ammunition one person needed to start something terrible. What began as a simple accident was about to be twisted into a malicious attack, and a vicious rumor ignites.
So who is the person behind this? His name is Abdullah ibn Abi Salul. He was known in Medina as the head of the hypocrites. He was a political rival, and he knew exactly where the weak spots were in this new growing community. When he saw Aisha and Safwan arrive, he didn't see an innocent mistake. No, he saw a golden opportunity to hurt the Prophet in the most personal way possible, by attacking the honor of his family.
And from that one single, poisonous spark, a firestorm erupted. So step 1, Ibn Salul plants the seed, he invents the lie. Step 2, that lie spreads through the city like wildfire. And here's the really tragic part, step 3, it wasn't just his allies or the enemies of the community who repeated it. Some of the believers themselves, good people, got caught up in the gossip. They heard it and they repeated it, which just goes to show you how insidious and powerful a rumor can be.
Now this wasn't just some abstract political drama or citywide gossip. For the people at the very center of it all, for Aisha, for her parents Abu Bakr and Rahman, and of course for the Prophet himself, this was a month of deep, personal, and agonizing suffering. This was a family's agony. Can you just imagine that for an entire month? For a whole month, Aisha is at home really sick, and she has absolutely no idea what's being said about her. She can feel the coldness, she can sense that something is deeply wrong, but she doesn't know what it is.
For Aisha, the first major clue was this heartbreaking change in her husband's behavior. The usual warmth, the affection she knew so well, it was just gone. Instead, he would come into a room, he'd look at her, and he would just formally ask others, "How is she?" That distance, that coldness, it confused her and it hurt her deeply. Her home no longer felt like a safe haven.
The moment she finds out the truth is just as shocking as the lie itself. One night, she's out walking with the mother of Mistah, the mother of one of the men spreading the rumor. The woman trips and curses her own son. And when Aisha asks her why she would say such a thing, the woman just lets it all out. She tells her everything. The full weight of the slander comes crashing down on Aisha, and she immediately asks to go to her parents' house to seek refuge. Meanwhile, the Prophet himself is in turmoil. This is his wife, his family. So he seeks advice from those he trusts. Usama bin Zaid, who was like a grandson to him, says he knows nothing but good about Aisha. His cousin Ali takes a more practical route. He suggests, why don't you ask her maidservant? She would know if anything was wrong. And when they do, the maidservant's answer is clear and unwavering. I know nothing but good of her.
So you have all this human testimony pointing to her innocence, but the stain of the rumor, it's still there. The community is on edge, a family is broken, and the situation needs a final, definitive answer. The stage was set for the climax of this story,
Vindication from the heavens.
The prophet finally goes to Aisha at her parents' house to confront her directly, and you can just feel the pain of the last month in his words. He lays it all out for her, basically saying, look, I've heard these things about you. If you're innocent, God will prove it. But if you've done something wrong, you need to ask for forgiveness. He puts the moment of truth right on her shoulders.
Now Aisha, who says her tears have literally run dry at this point, she looks to her parents, hoping they'll speak for her. But they're speechless. So she speaks for herself. And instead of launching into a frantic defense, she does something incredible. She remembers a verse from the Quran, words spoken by the prophet Jacob when his sons lied to him about his son Joseph. She says, "So, beautiful patience, and Allah is the one sought for help against that which you describe." It was this profound declaration of faith, basically saying, I'm done trying to convince you. My trust is in God alone. And in that incredibly tense moment, everything stopped. A silence fell over the room, and everyone there recognized the signs. The prophet was receiving a divine revelation. The wait was finally over. When the revelation passed, the prophet looked up, and he was smiling. The tension in the room just broke. He turned to Aisha and said, "Be glad, for Allah has declared your innocence." Think about that. Her vindication didn't come from a human investigation or a trial. It came directly from God, a declaration made from above the seven heavens.
And this wasn't just some private message. This declaration of her innocence was immortalized in verses of the Quran, verses that are recited by millions of people to this very day. They are found in a chapter called Surah An-Nur, which means the light. How fitting is that? A chapter called The Light, bringing truth out of so much darkness. So this event was so much more than just a personal story. It wasn't just about clearing one person's name. It became a foundational moment for the entire community, establishing crystal clear principles and leaving behind lessons for all time.
First things first, there had to be justice. The three believers who had gotten caught up in spreading the slander, Mistah, Hassan, and Hamna, they received the legally prescribed punishment for making false accusations of this nature, 80 lashes. This sent a powerful message. Your words have consequences.
But the legacy of this whole ordeal went way beyond that. It cemented some key principles into Islamic ethics for good. The idea that personal honor is sacred, the massive danger of spreading rumors and hearsay without any proof. It established the incredibly high bar, 4 eyewitnesses, for accusations of adultery. And maybe most importantly, it taught the community the importance of thinking well of others, of giving people the benefit of the doubt. And it was a powerful reminder that in the end, divine justice will always prevail.
And all of that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We live in an age of social media, of viral news, of instant judgment, an age where a rumor can literally circle the globe in seconds. So what can a 1,400-year-old story about a lost necklace and a vicious lie teach us today about truth, about patience, and about the immense weight of our words? Something to think about.